Welcome to Retro Scale Modelling. This is part 4 of Trumpeter's DRB Class 52 Locomotive. Scale is 1/35. In this video I'm going to be building the cab. Now this video is slightly longer than normal because I wanted to get all the cab built in one video. So let's jump into this and see how I get on. I'm starting off using Revol 06 Tab Black, and this is going to be the main colour inside the cab. So this is just the back wall of the cab, or the front wall I should say, of the cab, where all the valves and things like that are going to be placed on. I'm also using XF84 Dark Iron by Tamiya, and this is for all the little boxes and metal parts that are going to be on the wall as well. Before moving over to Umbro 110 Natural Wood, and this is for the base, and then it's Mr. Hobby H Steel Metallic, so it's a metallic steel, which is actually like a sort of metallic black on this steel colour. I don't think it represents steel, but it does make a very good black, a metallic black. Now this colour is only for the outer part of the door, and the reason why I'm painting this now is because clear parts will be going in, so I want this painted up just to save on masking. For the dials I'm using 05 by Revol Aquacolor, and these are just little circles out of white. There's a few of them to do, but this is just for a background colour. I'm not sure if they were actually white on the locomotive itself, but that's the colour they're calling for. And then it's back to Umbro 110 Natural Wood, and this little part I'm painting here is the steam lever, so this is just the handle part. And then it's Umbro number 6 is Scarlet, and this is for the main bar that connects to the handle of the steam lever. And this will be the colour, this red colour, that I'll also be using on the release valves, wheels and things like that. So when you see the red, that's the red colour that I'm using. Now some of these parts I'm taking off the sprue to paint, but mostly I am painting on the sprue just for ease of handling. This particular part has to come off the sprue though, because how it's moulded onto the sprue. But as you can see, I'm using the red for the wheels, as I explained, the valves I should say. So now it's going on to Life Colours UA732 Black and Rubber Vulcanized. This is the colour I've decided to use for all the pipe work within the build. Not necessarily the proper colour for it, but it gives a good contrast to the actual flat black and metallic blacks within the build. So now that most things are painted, I'm starting to assemble. So first of all I'm putting on some of the gauges. There's little boxes and that to go on as well. I don't know the actual proper name of these things, but I'm trying to reference them to get a better idea. But I may not necessarily get the names right. So anyway, this is the steam lever arm going on. I had to be careful with some of these gauges because they sit off center, well off the side of the main unit, so it was quite difficult and tricky to get them in place. The contact points were very small, so I had to make sure that once they were on, not to try and catch them and bump them around while I'm moving the part and building it, because they can quite easily come off. The next thing I go on, I think it's the water gauge, I'm not 100% sure. Again, I don't think it really matters if I do get the part names correct or not, but it goes in anyway, whatever it actually is. There's a lot of very small sub-assemblies to do. For instance, this is the fire door. A lot of these sub-assemblies my camera won't pick up that well. I can actually zoom in further, but the image tends to get a bit blurry, so this is the sort of the best I can do, unfortunately. So next to go in is the actual fire door, as you can see there. I've also got some little pipes and that I've just painted, ready to go on. And once they were on, it was time to put in one of the valve wheels. and I'm using Formula 560 canopy glue here for the clear windows, and this is why I wanted to pre-paint all these parts before installing everything, because the windows go in from the inside, and it can be a pain masking them off when you're ready to paint, so it's easier just to paint them than put the windows in at this stage. Also, there isn't that many clear parts to go on, so it's only the windows really, so it's better just to get it done out of the way. To build up the cab itself, it's just the walls inside. The instructions weren't exactly clear how to place these. I had to figure it out. I've only put a tiny amount of glue on these, a bit of cement, because I've got a feeling at this stage that I would have to move them into position later on down the line, and indeed that's what did happen, but I'll go into that more either in this video or in the next part of the video. So as you can see there, I'm just connecting some more steam wheels, valves even, to some of the connecting pipes. And while I'm waiting for them to dry, I'm just placing the back wall in position now. The location points are very nice, it fitted in easily. There was no need to position it, it just went straight in without any drama. Okay, now placing the steam wheels and pipes that I made up earlier. So this is the main one going in. There's a set of 3 on one actual column of pipe there. It was very tricky to put in. In fact, I did get it in the wrong position initially, and later on I had to take it out to put it in the proper position. There's a couple of pieces to go on the floor. I don't know what they're for, but they sit in front of the main control wall. Next, I'm using Life Color LPW18 wood deck darkener, and this tones down the wooden floor panel here. It makes it less flat, it gives it a bit more life, and scruffs it and dirties it up a bit. Now back to the cab doors, and I'm just placing on the clear windows, and same again for the back of the cab as well. There's 2 boxes to be painted up, and it's 110 natural wood by Humbrol. And then I'm going over it with LPW19 wood deck shadower. This is the lighter version of the darkener that I'm using to give it that wooden and grainy look. Each box is placed on each side of the cab. So I just placed in the first one and the second one went in. There's a couple of little units that go in on the front of it. Again, what they're for I'm not too sure, but they appear to be some sort of door or something like that, but I can't see what they would be opening up to, but the instructions say put them there, so that's what I'm doing. On the outside of the cab there's some little photo etch parts that are having a bend in shape. These are basically like hood covers over the windows on the outside, and it's just a simple case of bending them in position, and I'm using my bending tool for this. So as you can see, I'm carrying on with just placing those little thing in. The metal parts are going on all the photo etch parts. First of all, there's 2 clear windows that go on the side before the metal hood goes on over the top of them at the top. These were painted in the same colour, which is Mr. Hobby H18 steel metallic. And then last to go on for this particular part is the back wall. Again, the instructions are not 100% clear where they should go. So I'm just putting on a minimum amount of cement here just to hold it in position before I put the roof on top to see exactly how everything fits. I'm using Tamiya's X26 clear orange, and this is going to be for the light which will be in the roof area. So it's onto the cab roof, and first of all there's 4 tiny little parts to go on. I actually lost a couple of them, so I just cut off a tiny bit of sprue and put them on in place. And I just think they're just added on details. I'm not exactly sure what they're for. Next to go on is the main air vent, and that just sits on top. There's another couple of hoods that go on at the back. I forgot to put them on, so I'm just placing them on now. and then inside the roof the little orange light is going on. This is just a small little bit of clear plastic here, and it's got its own little location point. It just sits in without any fuss. And now to place the roof on. I did have problems placing this on, as I said earlier. I didn't quite get the walls in position properly, so I had to readjust them. Now, I did think about just dry fitting it before doing it, but the nature of it, that just wasn't possible. I suppose I could have taped it up or something, but I just ploughed through it in the end. Possibly not the right way to do it, in all honesty, but you know, these things are set to try you. So as I'm doing this, I realise that it's not going to fit. There's massive gaps underneath the roof, and it just looks bad. So I had to take some of the walls off and the back plates off to get it to fit. And I was only just out anyway, it wasn't a great deal, but it had to be done. So this is actually where I'm going to end part 4 while I'm fitting this together. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you check out the channel for my other videos. If you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and you'll be kept up to date with all my upcoming builds, including this one of course. Feel free to leave a comment, hit that like button, and of course don't forget to share the video. This video was slightly longer than normal, but I wanted to get all the cabin done in one go, like I said at the start of the video. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.